Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Closing Arguments. I'm Vinnie Politan. Great to have you with us tonight. And we're going to begin this hour with the disappearance of a young woman from Blue Point, New York. Police are searching for 22-year-old Gabrielle Petito, or friends call her Gabby. She was traveling on a cross-country road trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, before being reported missing by her family. Now, Petito and Laundrie were documenting their van life travel experiences, that's what they called it, on a YouTube channel called Nomadic Static. As you see here, the Suffolk County Police say that the couple was traveling in a white 2012 Ford Transit van with a Florida license plate when Petito stopped communicating with her family. Now, according to the family, they were last in contact with her during the last week of August. Okay, now prior to that last communication, Gabby is believed to have been in Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Gabby, 22 years old, from Blue Point, described as a white female. You saw her picture there, 5 feet, 5 inches tall, just 110 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, several very distinguishable tattoos, including one on her finger and one on her forearm that reads, "Let it be." The van she was traveling in has been recovered. There's her boyfriend. He's also been recovered. He's found. He's home safe. Now, lawyers, you hear that? Lawyers representing Gabby's boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, issued a statement today. And let me put it up on the screen because this is a little different. I wasn't expecting this. This came a little bit out of left field here, right? They go on a trip together all summer long. He returns without her. And they issued this statement. Let me read it to you. This is an extremely difficult time for both the Petito family and the Laundrie family. I understand that a search has been organized for Miss Petito in or near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. On behalf of the Laundrie family, it is our hope that the search for Miss Petito is successful and that Miss Petito is reunited with her family. On the advice of counsel, the Laundrie family is remaining in the background at this juncture and will have no further comment. All right, once again, folks, let's pull back on this a little bit. Young couple, boyfriend, girlfriend. Some reports may even be a fiancé. I don't know the exact status of their relationship, but they go to live the van life together. I watched the whole video. I mean, they're together doing this in the white van. Two of them go out, drive across the country. One comes home to Florida and has a lawyer, and at this juncture will have no further comment. What? What happened? What happened here? Do we know what happened here? All right, we've got some guests. We have our guests ready? All right, let's bring in our guests. Joining us tonight, there they are, folks. In Salt Lake City, Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen, also in Salt Lake City, Utah, retired police commander and host of the Profiling Evil podcast, Mike King, is with us. And Utah plays a big role in this whole thing. I mean, they were spending time in Utah. I have to start first just with this statement that was released, because I wasn't expecting this. Mike, you first, because I saw you reacting out of the corner of my eye here.
Yeah.
What is that statement?
Vinny, I was flabbergasted. I mean, how could you have someone? Everything I've read is this is a couple that's been engaged for 2 years. They've been living together. They went up to New York and met with the family for a high school graduation, and Gabby's mom and stepdad gave them a little extra money to make this trip a lot of fun. They look like in all the videos that they're having a blast together. And all of a sudden she disappears, and his comment, or the family's comment through their attorney, is we wish the best. Holy cow.
Jason Jensen, this is a cold statement. This is cold. It's not like they were strangers. They were on a blind date. They didn't really know each other. They were living together. Were, I think, planning to spend the rest of their lives together.
That is really the impressions you get from watching their YouTube video of them having the van life, traveling the country, hanging out here, visiting that park and this park, but then all of a sudden there's a massive turn of events where the relationship is completely soured and he has no idea where his girlfriend is. That doesn't make any sense.
All right, let's walk through this a little bit. You know, tracking this trip, it seems, because again, watching the video, you go on the Instagram, you can see that they're posting these beautiful pictures, beautiful parts of the country, up until kind of like mid to late August, and then all of a sudden, these things stop. Mike King, you know, this is what the whole trip was about, living the van life and posting to the world about it, right? Doing it very publicly, and then it just stops in the middle of August. Like, there's got to be some explanation for that. And obviously, he would have the explanation. How could you not pick up the phone, tell her parents, talk to them, come out publicly, explain what's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go back to the day they leave Arches and drive to Salt Lake City. They obviously are together because one report that I read was dad buys an Uber meal for him and sends it to the hotel room. They leave the hotel room together, and I assume that there's video that has the two of them together. They come up to my town, Ogden, just north of Salt Lake City, and they take pictures. Somebody had to take that picture at the butterfly mural of Gabby. And I doubt that it was a passerby, because mom ends up talking to her that night from Jackson Hole or near the opening of Teton Park. And she's there and doing okay, but mom kind of tips her hand a little bit and says, we don't know much about how the relationship was doing right there. Well, behaviorally, that's kind of an interesting addition. That's really interesting. But I'm with you, Vinny. How come all of a sudden the 25th, the 28th, whenever there may be a question on those tweets changing or those social media posts, all of a sudden you have from the 28th of August to September 11th, when a police officer is knocking on their door, that there was no phone call back to mom and dad saying, hey, Gabby got mad and took off on her own, or there was a terrible accident. No, it kind of reminds me of kids at play when they just want a do-over and they want everything to be forgotten.
Yeah, and that's not happening here. We have another guest joining us tonight. A special guest joining us in New York City, Crime Online reporter Ellen Killeran. Ellen, great to see you. What do we know about this couple, about Gabby, about Laundrie, and the nature of this relationship? It seemed like, you know, they had a wonderful relationship and were doing, I was a little bit jealous, you know, just taking off and doing this incredible trip.
Exactly. Gabby is a free spirit, and that couple appears to be very happy and in love and sharing the same values and really just enjoying themselves, documented on their video, document on their YouTube channel, on their Instagram social media accounts. There doesn't, from what we can see, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong except for the fact that Gabby went out of contact. And her fiance drove all the way back to Florida without letting anyone know that she wasn't there with him anymore.
Yeah, makes no sense. Jason Jensen, I know you've been doing a little bit of investigating yourself with trying to track where this white van that they were living in has been spotted. What did you find out?
Well, one of the things that we learned was that in on July 6th, it was in Colorado Springs near a church just on the city street. So they were making their way across the country. But other than that, yeah, that's the image right there of where it was parked on the side of the street. Other than that, there are no other sightings, which just, you know, doesn't mean anything more than the fact that they were in rural areas and national parks where a repossession company isn't going to see the vehicle and run the plate and put it in the database.
Ellen, the other part is you described that they had shared values. They were into like yoga and just clean living, got very upset when people would pollute, into nature, all of that.
Exactly. Healthy living, taking care of the planet, giving back to the planet, and enjoying everything that nature has to offer. They had this really healthy lifestyle, it appeared, in many different ways. So it just doesn't make sense why she wasn't reported missing by the man who said he wanted to marry her and just turned around and left. What happened?
Yeah, and even if they, people can break up, they can have a fight, whatever. I mean, you're driving across the country, you're responsible for each other, okay? And from my perspective, if you're a man, you have even more responsibility. Some people might think it's sexist, but I think you do. I think you do. If you're driving around and you've got a young woman with you, take care of her. You don't leave her wherever. If she walks off, you follow her and you make sure that she's safe.
You make sure she's okay, and that's her vehicle that he took. That's hers.
There's a fun fact I did not know. I did not know that fun fact. Unbelievable. All right, Mike King, going back to the statement released by the lawyer for the boyfriend and his family. I'm a lawyer. I understand that people need lawyers, but shouldn't we be looking for this young woman instead of getting lawyers and being silent? They say that I understand that a search has been organized in or near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. I was there once, but it was a long, long time ago, Mike King, long, long time ago. How do you even begin searching for someone there?
If it's out in a national park, that is the needle in the haystack, and that is one tough search. And I keep going back to this thought about why hasn't there been something shared about the day she disappeared if she does walk away? And then I start thinking behaviorally, this kid spends a lot of time on her mobile device sending information to her YouTube channel, to her Instagram channel, to her Facebook page. She is not going to stop and just disappear off the planet on her own. Even if she were mad and walked away, she would be communicating with her other loved ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jason Jensen, I mean, this investigation, this search, I think Mike is right, needle in a haystack. I mean, because you don't even have a starting point. You don't know when she went missing or exactly where they were when they went missing, if in fact the man who is with her, is remaining silent and has no further comment at this point.
Right. I think the biggest problem that I saw in the attorney's letter was the fact that it seems to be responsive to learning about a search rather than it was actually them that was encouraging the search. So I think it's a sad statement, to be honest, that does not seem to be that this Brian Laundrie is helping at all.
Mike King, how about tracking her phone? Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a way to perhaps do this? I know that, but when you're in the middle of nowhere like that, can you still track phones?
Yeah, absolutely. The phone itself intrinsically has GPS that's connected to the satellite array, and there's just thousands of satellites that are keeping track and sending that back. So this is what's going to become really important in this investigation is the forensic search warrants that go on, getting that cell phone data, seeing what the behaviors were, and then being able to put that down on paper. And then it becomes a scientific investigation that will really show some pathways. Now, as you get in those off the beaten path areas, then you start having a little more trouble. But if they can get the device information, they're going to have much more accurate information than the triangulation off of cell towers that normally we would have to operate off of.
Ellen, how about Gabby's family? What do we know about their reaction to everything that's happening here?
Well, they have said, her mother has said that this is a living nightmare, and it is. Just before we came on here tonight, I did speak to the family representative who sent out that statement, and he told me that Gabby is the loveliest person that any of them know. She is the eldest of, I believe, 6 siblings, the coolest person, as her dad describes her, and just everyone who knows her loves her, and everyone who loves her is fearful and heartbroken and angry and frustrated that we can't get answers that should be pretty easy to provide by someone who was with her last.
Yeah, Mike King, when I think about the no further comment, at this juncture? Like, what juncture are you going to have a comment? I mean, she's missing now. What are we waiting for? What juncture are we waiting for? To me, I look at it through a lawyer's filter, right, Mike? And what I see is, and I have criminal defense attorneys on this program every night. They say, don't say anything. Don't say anything. The less you say, the less can be used against you, if and when there's ever charges. You know, I look at, why would you be silent? You'd be silent because the lawyer's telling you to be silent. But he was silent maybe even before he had the lawyer, because if she went missing sometime in August, the family doesn't know till September. Wouldn't that be the first call? Wouldn't that be the first call? And Mike, come on, the first call. You are with this young woman and something happens, whatever it is. You pick up the phone, you call your parents, you call her parents, you get help, you explain the situation. But that didn't happen.
No, and you hit it on the head on the nail. This is 2 weeks before this attorney, if we understand the media reports accurately, 2 weeks pass before he goes and he gets an attorney that tells him don't say anything. Well, he already took that counsel and was not saying anything for 2 weeks.
And Ellen, was it fiancé? Were they at that point? I've seen kind of mixed reports on the status of the relationship.
You're right. There have been mixed reports, but on her Instagram and his Instagram feed, they both have the same photo from July 2020 saying that they had decided to get married.
And that was another, was that another road trip? Because I thought I saw some photos from 2020 when they were out on the West Coast.
Yeah, I believe that they have done this type of thing before, but I don't think to quite this extreme where they were spending months or planning to spend months on the road going all the way to Oregon, where Gabby was going to celebrate Halloween with some family friends, I believe. She really loves Halloween, and her last Instagram post on August 24th, I believe, was holding up a little pumpkin and saying Happy Halloween. So that's something that she was looking forward to.
Jason Jensen, something else struck me. I was going through the Instagram, and you were on the other night. I think you were on the other night when we were talking about the story out of Moab involving the other couple that went missing, the newly married couple. I think they went missing on August 14th in Moab, Utah. And this couple, or at least he, posted a picture of himself in Moab on August 13th. What's going on in Moab?
That's my thought exactly. I was thinking that earlier today. It's weird that we would have two camping-related disappearances all in the same area, both involving Utah, perhaps.
Yeah, and both couples were living what they refer to as the van life. So, Mike King, you're in Utah too. What's going on in Moab? Because they're taking a picture on the 13th, and then we know where we are now in this case. The other couple's case that we're covering disappear out of Moab on the 14th of August.
Yeah, it looks like from the traffic pattern that they took, they probably went through that Moab area where Delicate Arch, that incredible image that we saw of the couple together, the big horseshoe-looking arch occurred. They probably stopped there briefly en route to Zion National Park, and then returned back because all of the evidence suggests that they left Moab and then went directly to Salt Lake. So it would appear that they did some doubling back. The thing that I guess I find a little bit of solace in is that we know that they left the Moab area where that other homicide occurred, and they made it to Salt Lake. We absolutely know that, and we know they made it to Ogden, and we know that they made it to Jackson Hole. And of course, there's the photo of Delicate Arch. So it looks like, unless that same predator's traveling the same pathway, that would be less likely.
Okay. I got worried there because I said, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a crazy deal.
Crazy coincidence. Ellen Killoran from Crime Online. Read your stuff every day. Thank you so much. Always great to have you on the show. Jason Jensen, Mike King are going to stay with us as we return and open up tonight's unsolved case file. Don't go anywhere.